world population hit 7 billion this week.
And some Occupy Nashville protesters were arrested. Will Occupy Chattanooga be next?
Those stories and more on Today at ChattState.
I'm Chelsea Nelson.
And I'm Chris Straughter. How are you today, Chelsea?
I'm doing pretty good. It feels good for November weather.
That it does.
The world's population hit a milestone this week of 7 billion people, and that may just be the beginning.
Meet baby Danica, born Monday in the Philippines, possibly the world's 7 billionth baby.
It's a humongous number that's beyond most people's comprehension.
One man who's done more than any other for this milestone lives in India. 69-year-old Ziona is presumed to have the biggest family in the world. He has 39 wives, 86 children, and 35 grandchildren.
I never wanted to get married, but that's the path God has chosen for me.
And at this rate, India is expected to overtake China, the world's most populous nation, by 2030. Experts are worried that the most babies are being born in poor countries that can't afford to take care of them.
The big problem is that in the poorest countries, families are still having 6, 7, or 8 children. That's what's putting this tremendous growth of population continuing, because in the high-income countries, fertility rates have come down to 2 children on average, or even less.
As this map shows, the highest birth rates are centered in Africa, while most lower birth rates are in the developed countries. And were it not for China's strict population control policy, we would have reached this milestone 5 years earlier. At the current rate of growth, there will be 10 billion of us by the year 2100. Relitsa Vasilova reporting.
Occupy protesters in Nashville are celebrating a victory. A judge ruled Monday that a new curfew that landed dozens of the protesters behind bars was a violation of their First Amendment rights. Tracy Tolentino has a reaction from some of the people who were arrested.
I think everyone's initially just very excited and very happy that their First Amendment rights have been restored.
Megan Riggs is one of the Occupy Nashville demonstrators arrested early Friday morning. And now she is part of the group suing Governor Bill Haslam for imposing a 10 p.m. curfew as to when the Occupy Nashville members could be in Legislative Plaza.
We had our First Amendment rights taken away.
What else could my government be capable of?
The litigation was filed to protect the rights of everybody to participate in free speech and political activity at Legislative Plaza.
At Monday's hearing, Judge Aleda Trager ruled that the curfew was a restraint on the protesters' free speech rights.
And it was very clear that the state had issued rules that were unconstitutional.
Now, without a curfew in place, protesters are calling this a small victory.
We won this battle. What about the rest of it?
It's really galvanized the movement, at least in Nashville.
A small victory that is revitalizing the group's original message.
My convictions are completely strengthened. We want to end corporate personhood, we want to take corporate money out of politics, and we want to support Occupy Wall Street in New York.
If we start winning some of those battles, then yeah, I'll be over here dancing all day.
The judge issued a temporary restraining order to stop the curfew from being enforced. A hearing in the case is scheduled for November the 21st. Some people from the Occupy Chattanooga protest have been camping downtown. I wonder if they'll get arrested.
Who knows? Well, somewhat related to Occupy Wall Street. Big banks are backpedaling on their plan to add debit card fees. SunTrust says that starting Wednesday, it will no longer charge the $5 monthly debit card fee it began charging in June. Regions Bank said it will nix its $4 monthly fee starting Tuesday. It started charging the fee this month. Both banks said that they will refund any customers previously charged the fee. They say customer reaction drove the backtrack. The stampede to reverse fees began Friday. That's when JP Morgan Chase announced it would not impose the charges, and Wells Fargo followed suit.
Pat Summitt was courtside in Knoxville Tuesday night. For the first time since telling the world 2 months ago about her diagnosis of early onset dementia, Alzheimer's type, University of Tennessee women's basketball coach Pat Summitt was on hand for an exhibition game Tuesday night to kick off her 38th season. Her Lady Vols faced Carson Newman in Knoxville. Summitt says she scaled back her workload, but with medication and keeping her mind sharp by working puzzles, she's not letting the disease slow her down. There's no cure for dementia.
Now for a quick look at the weather, here's Kevin Smith.
It's 50 degrees today with highs in the low 60s and lows in the 40s. Expect sunshine over the weekend with rain in the middle of next week, and temperatures will briefly begin going up to the low 70s before returning to the mid 60s. Back to you.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, that's it for today at ChattState. Be sure to check us out each week online and on Comcast Cable 3.
And as always, have a great day.